What's up guys, my name is Emmanuel and this is Multi Shopping. Today's video is very interesting. Why? This is commercial blender. This is a commercial blender. Cassava Crest 7,000 watt commercial blender. Now guess what? A lot of people are saying this blender can do FUFU. Well, you've not tried that before. Today, you're going to try it. If it works, then you can try it for yourself. If it doesn't, then you don't use it at all. So today, I have my cassava here, nicely cooked, okay? Cooked cassava, and then plantain. I'm going to do both and mix it with this 7,000 watt commercial blender. Now, get closer to me. Let's see how you do this. All right, so you can see this is the plantain. I'm starting off with the plantain, all right? So I'll put the plantain inside here like that, okay? I'm trying to break it down a little bit because like I said, we've never tried this before. Our customers are rather asking that people are saying this can do the FUFU. So we want to try it. So I want to break down the plantain into pieces just as to, not give too much pressure to the blender. Today is going to be very interesting, all right? So stay tuned and let's enjoy this. All right, so the next thing I would do in this case, just like when you're doing your ordinary FUFU, you would have sprinkled some water in it. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of water in it, all right, just to help in its softness, okay? A little bit of water, let me add another more. There you go, all right? So now, let's see how this machine will blend this. All right, so basically, as you know, the blender has two pulses, all right? So we have the left side and the right side, and we have told you from our previous videos that the right side is used to break down the tin into pieces. All right, so I'll start off with the right side here. Just be focusing here, all right, so that we see how this will blend in. This is going to be awesome. Let's try and see. Whoa. Okay, so after some fuel, you can see that it's breaking it down, but I can still feel that this thing is not really doing it right. So I don't know why. So let me try it again. Okay guys, so I can see that the tin has blended nicely, but it is not as smooth as you call it. It's not that very smooth as you would have normally done it with your original FUFU machine or your mortar and pestle. So maybe we should try more. We should try and do it again. Let's take it out and put it back in and try and do it again. Okay, so let me remove the plantain from it. I will say that it's not, I'm actually impressed because I never thought the blender could actually be able to mash the plantain in that form. I would say that even if you're using your normal mortar and pestle, okay, so I would say that even if you're using your normal mortar and pestle, what you could do is you can use this one to break it down. If you're alone at home, then you yourself can use the mortar and pestle to finish it up. So it has broken it down, but it's not very, very smooth like you have done with your normal mortar and pestle. So you're going to do the cassava. Then when you're done, we'll try and mix it and see. Maybe we'll get the texture the way people have been saying it. So stay tuned. Let's do the cassava as well. All right. So after the first one, you can see that it has blended it, but it's not that smooth. It is not overly smooth. Again, I've said that this is our first time of trying this blender FUFU machine, or as a FUFU machine. Okay, so let's try it again, just to smoothen this. Let's try using it again. But one thing we noticed is that as we're doing it, you realize that the motor got choked. For you not to spoil the motor, don't continue. Remove it from it and put it back into pieces. Okay, so let's put it back into pieces and try to blend it again. And this time we are not loading it, just to smoothen it so that we go to our cassava. All right, and of course, a little bit of water should be added. All right, guys, so now let's proceed again. Again, you can hear that the speed, the sound of the blender has come down. This is what I mean, that when you realize that the speed is overly down, don't force it to spoil the motor, okay? All right, so let's see. Is this smooth now? And guys, I can tell you, this is smooth. This is really, really smooth. This is smooth, okay? So the tester is smoother if you compare the two, okay? If you compare this to this, you can see that this is very, very smooth. All right, so let's do this one too the same way as we did this, okay? Now I'll remove it from the jar and then we'll continue from there. So stay tuned as I remove them. All right, so we are now ready for the cassava, okay? So let me put some few cassava inside here, the same way we did it, okay? Again, I'm repeating. Clients were asking whether the commercial blender can be used for fufu, and so this is just a try, okay? So when we are done, and after watching it, you are interested in trying it yourself, you try it, okay? But mind you, if you spoil the motor, we'll do it for you at a cost, okay? This is just by the way, okay? All right, so let's put some small water in. Okay, and the same way, the higher speed. Now, you also notice that I put my hand on top of the jar, okay? The reason is that, when you're doing it, because of the heaviness of the cassava, the jar will be shaking. So when you put your hand on it, you strengthen it, okay? Okay, so just like the first one we did for the plantain, the cassava too is done. No, I can tell you with fact that the cassava is smoother even after the first round. The cassava is very, very smooth. You don't feel anything inside. In Twi we say aba. All right, so I can tell you with fact that the cassava is very, very smooth after the first round, okay? You don't feel anything inside, you don't feel any lump inside. In Twi we say aba, you don't see anything inside, okay? But this is just the first round. Let me try again for the second round, remove it from it, and do the second round, and then I'll do the mixing with the plantain and see how that one looks. No, I tell you, I'm impressed. I am impressed. Clients were asking, can you use the commercial blender for fufu? Our response has been no. Today we tried to do it ourselves and see how it looks like, and I think I'm getting impressed with how the outcome is. Let's do more and see how the final output will be. All right, so we are doing more of the cassava, okay? We are doing more of the cassava. I tell you again, this is not a fufu machine. We are just trying it, okay? And I can tell you, I am impressed with the outcome. I am impressed with the outcome. Okay, I think this is enough. Let me add this one. I think you are good to go, okay? Again, if you were using your normal mortar and pestle at home, you would have put in water. So you have to sprinkle some water in just to help it soften it, okay? And then you cover it here like this. Put your hand on it, and I'm using my dry hand. This hand is very wet, okay? So I'm using my dry hand to operate the machine here. No, the truth of the matter is that this is fast. Now, this process is fast. Even if you don't intend to do the final output with this blender, but you want to finalize it with your mortar and pestle, this breaks it down for you before you go there. So this is really, really fast, okay? Okay, so now let's see the output of this one. Tell you what, this is good. This is good, okay? This output is good. I think you are enjoying it. So we are going to remove this one too, and then we will mix it together with the plantain to see what our final output will be like. All right, so I'm doing the last part of the mixing. Again, I've indicated that this is not a FUFU machine. Based on what clients have been saying, we decided to try and use it, okay? So when you're applying it, be careful. And when you realize that the motor, the speed of the motor, this is the normal speed of the motor. All right? So you can hear the normal speed of the motor. When you're using it and you realize that the speed is becoming slow, don't force it. It may spoil the motor, okay? All right, so let's do the last mixing, the last part of the mixing. Now, if you want the mixing to be faster, okay, that's what I did. Cut small of the cassava, small of the plantain, okay, so that the mixing will be faster, okay. And also, you apply small bits of your water. I tell you what, this one too has mixed very, very well. You can see it has mixed very, very well, okay? All right, so of course, when you are done, you use your mortar and pestle to round it up, or a plate, or a dish, anything like that you can use to, earthenware or something like that to round it up. So let's do that round up, and then we are done with this. This is reusing 7,000 watts silver Crest commercial blender to prepare FUFU. Let's look at the last part of rounding it up. Okay, so this is the final output, okay? So you round it this way, just like you are doing your normal FUFU at home, okay? You round it like that. Now, this is an impressive thing. So the way the texture is, if you want it more smoother or softer, then it means you have to blend it more in your blender, okay? So this is the final output of blending FUFU with the commercial blender. All right, so this is the final output. I hope you liked it. Stay tuned, watch more of our videos, and you're going to get more exciting videos like this. This is awesome. We've never tried using a commercial blender to blend cassava, plantain, mix it together. Never. Today we tried it and it worked. However, I'm saying it again, this is not a FUFU machine. This is a commercial blender. So if you want to use it, try and follow the process we used. Don't put pressure on the motor for it to spoil. Even though I can assure you that when it spoils, you contact our technical team, we'll fix it for you at a small cost. But try your best that when you realize that the speed of the motor is coming down, you also pause, okay? Take it out, put it back into small pieces, then we continue, okay? Now we've done the cassava, we've done the plantain, and you have mixed it together. Thank you. Stay tuned for more videos.
Monkey.